Or anything.
You're totally
Oh,
clean.
there we go. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Fantasy Focus Live here on headed into week 7. No intro music for you, but here we are. Ryan Levy, all dressed up for you this week. Buck, how you doing, buddy?
And here he is on the field having the time of his life pre-wine tasting.
Yeah, big plans out here. Just ready for wine tasting, but we're headed into week 7, man. I am excited because Tua time has arrived. I know the Dolphins are on a bye this week, but what I wanted to talk about specifically with Tua, and I see a mention of Antonio Brown in the chat already. It's crazy times out here in 2020. But
Wow.
in the Fantasy Focus Listeners League, I had $49 left on my Fab free agency auction budget, and I spent all $49 on Tua, and I felt like an idiot because I think the next highest bid was $8. Am I doing something wrong?
I'm not sure that you are.
I'm just trying to catch a little lightning in a bottle, you know?
I think you are trying to catch lightning in a bottle. That'll be the difficult part. Are you sure we're live, by the way?
It says we're live.
It says we're scheduled on mine.
Dude, I don't know what is going on with StreamYard today.
We'll just treat it like we're live. Yeah, Tua. Where do I start with Tua? Number one, Dolphins are 3-3. They've had a pretty rough go schedule-wise. They're still 3-3. Ryan Fitzpatrick, as up and down as he can get, I mean, he's over 1,500 yards for the season, 10 touchdowns, 7 picks. What I don't like about this is I do believe in Brian Flores long-term as a coach. So I understand having to go with a guy like Tua now because you invested where you invested in him. However, Tua's coming off that injury, and as much of a next generation type player that he is, you do have what has been a consistent Ryan Fitzpatrick, basically aside from maybe 1.5 games.
Right.
So if you're getting 3.5 good Fitzes for 4.5 good Fitzes, that's still a pretty decent output there.
Right.
I don't really understand it. I think they regress now, and it just seems like when you're a game out of the lead for the division with a Bills team that has stacked up injuries, had issues, I'm just not so sure that you're going to get that immediate impact that you're looking for. I would understand if they're 1-5 or 2-4, and it looks like an uphill battle. When I look at the Dolphins, like I've watched 4 full Dolphins games, including the Bills game. They're a competitive team. So that's the thing. Does this take them over the hump from your perspective or no?
I don't think it does because, like you said, Fitzpatrick has been pretty good, man. So to me, it's a little bit puzzling. I think we knew that this was going to happen at some point this season, but I don't know that I necessarily understand it either because, like you said, they're only a game out, right? They're sitting there at 3-3. They have a legitimate chance to win this division, especially considering the way the Bills have played in the last 2 weeks, which is another thing I want to talk to you about. Is it time to panic in Buffalo? But I guess my bigger point here is, was I just ahead of the curve because we're heading into a bye here? The fact that I picked up Tua in like 8 leagues, and should I temper my expectations, or do we have like another Patty Mahomes rookie scenario here?
I will always be the guy that ends up putting his foot directly in his mouth. I've made a living off that for the past 5 years we've been doing this show. I'll say this. I don't see the fantasy value in Tua right now.
Why?
I just don't see it. That learning curve, man. I understand you're coming from a pro-style offense at Alabama. He's shown the ability to throw the football. The one thing that he brings that nobody else really does would be his athleticism, his playmaking ability. But when I look at Ryan Fitzpatrick, I kind of see the same things. So
Right.
I look at this like, all right, you take the savvy as well as just the gunslinger mentality of a guy like Fitz. That's the thing that makes him either really, really great or terrible, right?
Right.
And Tua, in my opinion, will take far less risk as a rookie. So from a fantasy perspective, I look at this as a downgrade for 2020 season.
Fair. I guess I'm just, again, looking for that lightning. You know what I mean? Like, to me, at this point of the season, if I've already spent half my fab budget and, maybe I've got Matt Ryan, who's been inconsistent lately. I know he had a big game last week, or
Huge game.
Yeah, huge game. Or maybe you have Matt Stafford, who we were pretty high on last week, and he pretty much shit the bed. But
he did.
If you want more upside, to me, it's worth the risk.
I don't really see it. I'd rather go with Ryan or I might take a risk on Tua over Stafford. Stafford's been infuriating. Marvin Jones has just perished from the earth as we know it. Don't really understand that. But I think Deandre Swift with that big game, hopefully they'll continue to get him more involved because I think he could really elevate Stafford's game.
Right. Yeah, I hear you.
But no, with Tua, long term, absolutely. I totally understand it. 2020 fantasy football season, if you're starting Matt Stafford, I feel more comfortable starting Matt Stafford. Like if you're looking at that lower edge, you're in a 12-man team, 12-man league, I don't really see any upside going with Tua. I know that you and Tate are both huge advocates of Tua. And by no means do I want to disparage his ability because I know it's there. It's just the combination of, look, this is your first rodeo in the NFL. You're not mopping up garbage time. You're getting thrust right into this. He's got 2 weeks to prepare, a week and a half now.
Love it.
I'm not starting Tua.
Dude, I'll tell you what. Regardless of what my record is, if I do not have Patrick Mahomes or Russ Wilson or Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray's still up there for me from fantasy perspective because of the rushing floor. I am starting Tua over every single other player in the league at the quarterback position. And several look from
Josh Allen. You didn't mention Allen.
You're right. I didn't mention Josh Allen because I am high on him. So
That's a slight, sir.
So I just named 5. Including Allen. 2 is like right there at 6 for me for upside for week 8 in fantasy. I know it sounds crazy, dude, but even if I'm 3-3 or 4-2, 2-4, like regardless of risk and how much upside I need, I'm willing to roll the dice because I don't want to miss out.
That's fool's gold, Levy. That's
you'll see, buddy. You'll see.
Let's talk about the Bills.
Yes,
it's major collapse time. Although I will say they played a more disciplined game against the Chiefs. The problem that I see with the Bills is simply they can't stop a cold. You know what I mean? Like they just simply they don't fill gaps. The line gets no push. And the saddest part is you've got Ed Oliver, who is set up to be that dynamic Aaron Donald type. But run game wise, he's just been a letdown. I have problems with the utilization of the running backs. They tried to kind of counter Kansas City style in that game, but Devin Singletary just not even close to that level. Singletary's probably been my biggest disappointment for the season.
Yeah, I agree 100% because I know people were somewhat down on him with Zach Moss being drafted, right? Like you could have gotten Singletary in the 4th, 5th round this year. And I took several shares of him and I thought it was like kind of a sneaky play because, had they not drafted Singletary, I would have been comfortable taking him in the 3rd round,
Zach Moss.
What did I say?
You said if they wouldn't have drafted Singletary. So this is like the Singletary conundrum. Yes. They went Singletary on Singletary on Singletary.
You knew what I meant. But
just clarifying for the viewers out there.
Thank you. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like I'm grossly disappointed. But to your point, the Bills specifically, to see how bad they were shredded by CEH and some of the other running backs on this roster.
Darrell Williams did the most shredding.
Right. Darrell Williams actually looked pretty damn good. And maybe these guys are just fired up because of the Lev Bell news, like Lev Bell's on the team now. We got to show what we're worth in this offense, right? I'm not concerned about CEH by any means with Lev Bell being in the picture now, but back to the Bills run defense. It's concerning, man. I don't think that they can get very far in the playoffs as it stands today.
It's not. No, they will get to the playoffs. Do I think they can win a game in the playoffs? Absolutely not. I mean, they have to trade. They need a run stopping nose tackle, Star Lutulele, no longer there to do that job he did so well last year. So they need to amp up there. They also, we just have to find where Tremaine Edmonds fits in. That's been like he's a great player. He's good, but I think he's out of position at middle linebacker.
Right.
And Matt Milano is great, but hurt. So they have to fill those two spots. Levi Wallace going down was hugely bad for the Bills defense. So the one good thing is I do think Allen's been playing a bit hurt. Maybe he makes a bounce back, but it's looking like a normal season in Buffalo at this point.
I'm just disappointed, man. Yeah. I know you are. You're a diehard Bills fan. So
we're 4-2, top of the division. I can't complain too much. It's like we're a game away from 5-2.
Right. All right. Let's jump into some of these questions, guys. Thanks for your patience. Appreciate you joining us as always. We had a slow start here. I don't know what was going on with their platform. It was screwy. Didn't even have any intro music for you guys this week.
It was real screwy.
It's all good. We're here. It's all that matters. I even did my hair for you guys. First time you've seen me with my hair done on the Fantasy Focus YouTube channel, I think. So, also news today. Antonio Brown will be back or eligible to return after week 8. And the Sleeper app told me today that the Seahawks are looking into signing Antonio Brown. So Ben Gucci wants to know, was it a good idea to grab Antonio Brown? For me, sure, it's worth a flyer. I mean, depending on your bench, like I've got guys like KJ Hamler on my bench in some leagues. So I'd rather have a flyer on Antonio Brown. What about you, Buck?
Certainly not. I'm not touching him. He won't even sniff my bench because that's about all he's worth. What is he going to come in there and be the wide receiver 3? Does this free up Lockett in the slot a bit? Lockett and Metcalf kind of dueling out. I don't see where he fits in, to be quite honest with you. He doesn't intrigue me from a fantasy perspective.
Come on down to Tampa Bay. We'd love to have you.
No, stay where you are.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it just depends on your roster, of course, where he ends up. But if you want him, shout out to our boy Fredley. 3 weeks ago, I was telling him to go get Tua because he had some quarterback issues. I said, it's going to come. And now he's like freaking out that he's not going to get Tua on waivers. But, you got to get the guy you want if you believe in the long-term potential in the rest of the year anyway.
You got to snatch and grab.
You got to snatch and grab AB now, especially
early as well. No, not AB. But anybody but
want
AB.
Him. I'm saying if you want him.
Yeah, but I'm trying to make a case as to where does he fit in with Seattle? Sure, they throw it gangbusters. I totally get that. But Antonio Brown, fantasy impact, playing his third fiddle there, I don't see it.
Oh, I don't like, if it was Seattle, I wouldn't like it because I'm a huge DK Metcalf fan and I like Lockett too. So no, I hope
I'm looking at it as if he's going to Seattle.
Fair. All right, Dylan, what's up, buddy? Half point PPR, pick 1 to sit: Zeke, Hunt, Connor, Tyreek, DK, and Galladay. This is tough. And how about Zeke, by the way? We didn't even talk about that.
Fumbleitis. It happens.
Yeah, you can't bench Zeke, though, obviously.
You just can't do it.
Who are you sitting out of this bunch?
Galladay. I can't sit Tyreek nor DK. And I think Connor's matchup this week, I think he's like highly underrated if you look across like multiple composite rankings. I really like Connor this week. I can't sit Hunt, can't sit Zeke with a bounce back this week. I think that if he doesn't get off to that terrible start with the 2 fumbles, it's a different type of rollout for that offense all game. So hopefully nobody's taking his crown. Although Tony Pollard did look pretty good.
He did.
He always kind of does. He's stuck in a bad situation there.
I know, man. Well, I am looking forward to that Titans-Steelers game, 2 5-0 teams. The thing with Galladay, though, is he's got a juicy matchup against the Falcons this week.
Yeah, but I'm not trusting anything that Detroit's doing at this
right.
moment.
I hear you on that. So, I mean, Galladay, the thing is, he doesn't really ever catch a lot of passes. Like, it's probably a realistic floor for him to get like 4 for 50 and a touchdown. I just feel like DK, Tyreek, and I'm not sitting the running backs. The upside's higher with those guys than it is with Kenny Galladay. So even in a good matchup, I think that's the right call. Dude, you're stacked. This team is very good. I don't see you losing no matter who you're playing. So good luck there, Dylan. It's Fragger, our dude, joining us. He says, the two goats. What's up, buddy? Joining us from Twitch. Appreciate it as always. Pick 2 for wide receiver 2. Wait, pick 2 for wide receiver, 2 for running back, 1 for flex. Zeke, Justin Jackson, James Robinson, Mike Davis, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Hopkins, Mike Evans, and then pick Wilson or Herbert. So let's start with the QB situation. I'm playing Russ Wilson over Herbert every week, in my opinion. I like Herbert, but what about you?
I'm going to go Russell Wilson here.
Yeah. All right. And then we need 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and a flex. So what are you thinking here? I'm definitely going Zeke.
I'm going Zeke and Mike Davis.
Okay. Zeke and Mike Davis. I'm okay with that. I'm definitely going Nuke. And
Mike Evans.
Yeah, I'm going Evans and Nuke. And then for flex, I think, oddly enough, I'm actually going to probably bench Keenan Allen this week. He's still banged up. He's not 100%. He is returning to practice this week, easing his way back in. From what I understand, he's got a back issue. So basically, we want to choose between Justin Jackson and James Robinson for our flex, right? What are you thinking here, Buck? I think I want to go James Robinson.
It's hard to sit Robinson. He's not on the pure fire flames route he was on earlier in the season, but I'll go Robinson here.
Okay. So we're going to go Zeke, Robinson, Davis, Hopkins, Evans, and then Russ Wilson over Herbert there. So good luck, buddy. David Louse. Tom Brady or Teddy Bridgewater in week 7. What are we thinking here? We got Panthers, Saints, and who do the Bucs play? The Raiders. That's right.
I'm going to go Tom Brady.
Yeah, I'm going Tom Brady as well. I know Teddy had a tough matchup last week. Didn't look great against the Bears. That was disappointing. I thought, you know what? I guess it's time for me to stop disrespecting the Bears because they continue to win, man. They don't need to do much on offense, and they look good. But
that is very true.
Tommy Brady, man, we haven't even mentioned that either. It was just unbelievable to see the pounding the Bucs put on the Packers after that terrible start.
Just an absolute ass whooping.
Oh yeah, baby. Ben Gucci. What should I do with Fournette and Akers? Thank you. Fournette, to me, he has no chance of taking this jab away from Rojo. Rojo looks really freaking good, man.
Yeah. Go ahead, take the rope that is tied to the dock. It's also tied to the boat. And go ahead and untie it from the dock. Let it go. Be at peace at sea. For both of them.
Yeah, I mean, but who are you going to pick up? I'm not, like, obviously you can't start.
I'd scoop Boston Scott for this week.
Fair. But I don't think you're going to start Boston Scott, Akers, or Fournette unless you're just riddled with injuries or bye weeks. I would bench these guys for sure. There's no chance in hell you can start either of these guys, Ben Gucci. But I don't know that I would drop them because, you know, we're one Darrell Henderson injury away from Akers being relevant, you know?
Agreed.
Ben Gucci agrees with us. He says sit Galladay. David Louse Fournette is hurt too much. Yeah. I don't think the Bucs need him. They really don't.
I don't think they need him either. I think Ronald Jones has been one of the better stories of this season. I know he stepped it up later on this season last year, but I mean, the guy runs hard, hits the hole quick, and he's a bulldozer out there.
Just love to see it. Babino Rosas, T. Higgins, CD, or Jarvis Landry in a PPR format. And also, how do we feel about Tua going forward? You missed our whole Tua segment to start the show, man. You have to rewind that, but I'll give you the quick thoughts here. Tua, I've blown my fat budget on him, so I'll start with that. I am in. I am catching lightning in a bottle. Bucky is not buying it as much as I am, that's for sure. But which of these 3 receivers are you going to go with here, Buck?
Well, I know this situation is quite dire for CD Lamb. I'm still going CD Lamb.
Dude, T. Higgins looks good lately.
I like T. Higgins. I'm still going Lamb.
Let's see. Matchup wise this week, Cowboys got Washington. Washington's secondary is not bad, though.
Not at all.
Not bad. Jarvis.
You know what? Let's flip it to T then. T's got a better matchup. Joey Burrow slinging the rock, kill the Browns. All good.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's definitely between CD and T. Higgins. So I'm going to go with T. Higgins as well. I'm with
All
you.
right, T. Higgins, Bobino.
Let's go. Juan Harrow, what's up, buddy? Crowder, OBJ, or Cooper for the flex? What are you thinking here?
Jameson Crowder.
I can't believe we're going to have the same answer here because I actually agree with you. The situation with the Red Rocket there in Dallas makes me nervous, even though he had a good game.
I'm still terrified of the Red Rocket. I can't get over it. It's a repeating nightmare.
Sure is. So yeah, I'm actually going to go with Jameson Crowder here as well. It's actually crazy to say that, but they're facing the Bills. That Swiss cheese secondary of Buffalo.
It's not even a Swiss cheese secondary. The entire defense is one giant brick of Swiss cheese. And it's not the baby Swiss with the small holes. It's that mega Swiss with holes like that big all throughout that shit.
Yes, absolutely. I love it. So go with Crowder. It sounds crazy, Juan, but tune in Sunday morning. We'll be live here at 10 o'clock Eastern time.
10 o'clock. Hit 10 us o'clock. Up here.
Get in early, though. If you want your questions answered, get in early.
Get in at 9:45 and start hammering questions. If you do that, we'll get to it by 10:10.
Yeah, get in there with Dried Ocean. He's an OG supporter.
He's always in the house. Go Bills.
Yes. Shades needs 2 in a standard. Carson, Ronald Jones, or David Johnson. Here we go.
I hate this one, to be honest with you. Because I want to start Ronald Jones or like Rojo as often as I can.
Right.
But it's just tough, man. This whole damn thing this year is getting ridiculous. I'm going Rojo.
I'm going Rojo and Carson.
I'll go Rojo and Carson.
I just feel like the upside's kind of limited with David Johnson, man. It's not great.
It's extremely limited, but there's just you just have these things that like whisper in your ears. You're like, man, I'm going to go David. I'm going David Johnson. I'm going David Johnson. I'm going Ronald Jones.
Shades.
David Johnson's got a good matchup here. I mean, look at what Ronald Jones just did to the Packers.
Right. I hear you. I just think the Seattle offense is more explosive, so that's the reason I'm going that way. But we're both going Ronald Jones, so Bucky and I are divided. Tune in Sunday morning and ask us again, though, for the full crew analysis. Seems like Michael Thomas has a hammy issue too. My team couldn't get any worse. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Michael Thomas. He's busy crying, doing whatever he's doing out there. You know, next thing you know, he'll be traded. I'm just speculating here, but I don't know. Something's not kosher there, whatever it is. Yes, in that scenario, I would bench Galladay against ATL. That guy's team is stacked. So that was the
DK Metcalf, Tyreek Hill. I'm benching Galladay.
Right.
I'm not playing matchups when I have those two horses in my stable.
I hear you. There you go. Deandre Swift.
I'm gonna get the best jockeys and ride them.
Let's ride them.
I wish I had like a jockey name that I could call back on. I don't. I think there's one like Mike Smith. He's a damn good one.
Do we think that Deandre Swift will do better moving forward, or was this just like a one-off?
Mikey Smith, famous jockey. What a guy. That's who he is. I just Googled it.
Nice.
I think he'll do better moving forward, Fragger, but it's for this week. I slot him in there. You know, I think they'll have a good offensive output. I think he'll be pretty damn involved through the passing game as well, going up against Atlanta. So I'm cool with DeAndre Swift, but it's definitely going to be a hot waiver wire pickup because I think a lot of people grow frustrated with him.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you there, man. I picked him up before last week in a few leagues just because of the upside there. To me, I'm cautiously optimistic because of the old Coach Belichick coaching tree there and the use of running backs. I'm nervous about it. I don't think they're going to actually give him a full workload every single week. So deep at running back, I traded James Conner and Bobby Woods for D-Hop. Thoughts?
I won't throw shade at Shades. I think it's a good call.
Yeah, I'm with you on that for sure. I mean, if you had that, I don't know your exact depth, but I would certainly make that move for D-Hop as well.
Well, it seems like Connor would have been that question going into each week. You got rid of the question. You got an absolute insert every single game.
Right. That's a 10-team half-point PPR. Got Lamar on a bye. Also got Jonnu and DJ Moore. Yeah, that's a solid team, Dylan. You should be good. Way to totally have no clue what's going on with your teams. Is that directed at me? I don't know.
No, I think that's directed towards everybody asking questions.
Welcome to fantasy football.
Everybody needs a shoulder to lean on, man.
That's it.
I got broad ones. We're good.
Always. All right. So I got 5 minutes left. I got to go get to my wine tasting here, Bucky. So let's rip through these.
It's embarrassing.
Who would you start at flex, Hunt or Lockett in a PPR?
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt all day, buddy. Loving the Twitch interaction here. Keep joining us on Twitch, guys.
Yeah. Tell all your Twitch mates.
Tell your Twitcher friends. Twitch.
The Twitchers. Twitchies.
We got to get you streaming your NASCAR on Twitch, Buck.
Same question. So Ilias is fantasy football 10-12 hitting us up on every angle. That's my guy.
You're in my head now, dude. Starting Matt Ryan this week too. Dylan is just in here roster baiting. I love your team, dude. I forgot one more. Amari Cooper. Should I start him over Robinson at flex or start him over Mike Evans? I'm actually okay with you starting him over Robinson, assuming that's Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson, we talked briefly about the Bears. The offense is a little bit too inconsistent for me, and I don't think they need much offense to win games. That defense is nasty. What about you, Buck?
I'm fine with starting Cooper over him. Robinson for Evans is interesting. Is that a PPR? I didn't see PPR. Fragger, if it's PPR, I'm probably going to go Allen Robinson over Mike Evans. The utilization has been off the charts. Evans, you're looking for touchdowns. Should
I drop Justin Jackson for Rojo?
Yeah. Do it now. Don't hesitate.
Who's a good kicker? Oh God, dude. I can't tell you any kickers that
Morton Anderson.
Dude, for me, like I would be dropping Blankenship. I'm not gonna have two kickers on my roster. I just don't roll like that. I think he's the number one fantasy kicker right now, but like I wouldn't be upset if I lost him. Go get
Bass. Get Bass.
Gonzalez. Yeah, Bass is okay, I guess, right?
He kind of sucks, but get Bass.
Right. Go get some suck up. There you go.
The old sucko.
Browns fans, you should be pissed about that game. That was ugly. Rank these wide receivers for the rest of the season: Higgins, Gallup, Cooks, Deebo Samuel, Fulgham. Let me go first. I'm going to go Cooks, Deebo, Higgins, Fulgham, Gallup.
I'll go Cooks, Higgins, Deebo, Gallup, Fulgham.
Fulgham looked pretty good, man.
He's okay. I just hate the Philly team, to be honest. But
fair. McKinnon, Claypool, or Kelly in a half-point PPR. There's no Raheem this week. Are we back on the McKinnon train for Luke?
I'm going Jerick McKinnon here.
Same, Luke. I will do the same strictly because there's no Mostert. Dried Ocean, someone in the league drafted Saquon, Lev Bell, Julio, and Sutton. His starting running backs are Matt Breida and Devonta Freeman. Should I feel bad or laugh? You should feel bad. That's just the 2020 lineup right there, buddy.
Don't feel bad.
Rest of season, Dalton or Burrow? It's Burrow for me, dog.
I'm gonna go Andy Dalton here.
He stinks.
He does stink, but whatever, man. He's got all the tools in the tool shed. Just got to learn how to work them. Get a little bit of dirt in those hands.
Oh man,
a little bit of paint chips on his shoulder.
Hard to trust that guy. All right, a couple more questions here. Knew it. He's agreeing with us. Crowder. He just needed the shoulder to lean on. Dennis owns Blankenship. He's been great, but bad upcoming schedule. I could get Suck Up, dude. That's it. Just go get Suck Up. I love it.
Get the sucko, Dennis. Thanks for coming back, bud.
Braden, real quick, wants to know what he should make his mom for dinner. Buck.
Do some turkey tacos, Braden. Really simple. I'm not sure if that's the Braden that's asked me multiple times about what to make. Love the interaction with Braden. Turkey tacos, super simple. Get a pound of lean ground turkey meat, brown that up. Then you go with a half jar of paste picante, mild, medium, or hot. Any of them work. And then just use half of the taco seasoning packet that you get. Put that together, get it brown, mix it together, 30 minutes on low. Let it steam for a little bit, chilling, stirring every 5 to 6 minutes. And then you got yourself great taco meat.
Love it, Buck. All right, last question. I got to run. Picked up James Robinson, Mike Evans, or Rojo at flex. I'm going Rojo, man.
Oh, I can't sit Rojo right now.
You can't sit him. All right, I got to run. It's been real. Thank you for tuning in as always. Make sure you guys tune in Sunday morning. We got the whole damn crew for you live at 10 a.m., 10 to 1. We got a 3-hour live show now. Looking forward to it. Enjoy interacting with you guys. Join us on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, all the good stuff.
Kyle, I see you commenting on the tacos on Wednesday, not Tuesday or Thursday. I don't live within your boundaries, man. Blaze your own trail. And Braden, that's awesome that you learned to cook. Cook for your mom. Just come. Whenever you need a recommendation, I'm here for you.
All right, guys. Appreciate the love. See you Sunday.
10 a.m. Get in by 9:45. Ask questions. Love y'all. See ya.
See you.